This video is about abusive partners. We'll start with a quote from Gaven DeBecker. Make slow, careful decisions about who we let in our lives, and make quick, deliberate decisions about who we exclude. You've heard of the analogy of a frog in boiling water. Well, when the temperature of the water slowly increases, the frog in the water doesn't even notice until it's too late. Being in an abusive relationship can feel like that. The excitement you feel in a relationship can distract you from noticing the fact that you are slowly starting to sink in hot water. So let's discuss the red flags and warning signs of abusive partners. We talked a little bit about it in the red flags video, but so there will be some overlap, but we'll find some more detail. Ask yourself, are they obsessed with your location? Are they obsessed with who you are talking with? Are they obsessed with any action that doesn't concern them? Do they make references about violence? Are you being cut off from your friends, family, and resources? Does your partner try to control you and every situation that you're involved in? Does your partner interpret words like maybe as promises that you've made? Does your partner have any friends or obvious social networks that they are accountable to or involved in? Did your partner initially put you under a lot of pressure to start a relationship with them? Did they or do they make long-term plans involving your relationship during its early stages? Do they give lavish gifts that make you feel uncomfortable? Do they regularly talk about ex-partners they believe treated them badly? The tactics they use are isolation. They will make you feel vulnerable and create a deep dependency on them. They will separate you from friends, family, and resources. They will control your perception of things. They will gaslight, rewrite the script to shift blame to you, making you feel that you are to blame for the abuse, and then tell everyone how bad you are and how you really were the one who instigated the abuse. They will enforce trivial demands. They will do that to reinforce control, making you walk on eggshells. You'll be exhausted, and then that's when they double down to ensure that you don't have the will to fight back. They will threaten you, humiliate you, morally degrade you, and sometimes, in the same way a slot machine will pay out to keep you playing, you might experience a mysterious change of treatment and occasional indulgences that keep you addicted. So you'll be degraded one day and then love bombed the next. They will demonstrate power over you so that you feel that fighting back is futile. But not all emotional abusers become physical abusers. However, physical abuse is always preceded by emotional abuse. And so if you were to look for a pre-violence indicator for partner violence, emotional abuse would probably be the #1 indicator. So both emotional and physical abuse are conscious behaviors. They decide to abuse. Abusers feel that they are entitled to behave however they want, and they are masters of justification. It's a common trait of abusers not to accept responsibility for their behavior. How do you get out of an abusive relationship? Well, that can be extremely difficult. Abusers set up a relationship in such a way that they have control. Whether it's merely psychological and emotional control, they will have convinced, the partner that all the problem in the relationship was because of them. And they have a duty to stay and work that out. After all, they caused the problem, they need to stay and fix it. Or perhaps there's financial hooks. The target usually just doesn't have any practical means that would allow them to leave. They have emotional control, financial control, social control. They've cut them off of all their resources and degraded their will. So a victim of abuse may also fear what their partner will do to them if they leave, and possibly their children and their pets and their family, and their job, their employer. So if they did leave, the abuse would continue anyway. So this is why it's important to identify potentially abusive partners at the earliest possible opportunity. If you are in an emotionally abusive relationship and you feel that it will become physical, it probably will. Your intuition is certainly your best predictor. Partner abuse manifests in different forms. It can be psychological abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, sexual abuse, or physical abuse. Exiting an abusive relationship can be the most dangerous time. So having a safety plan is something that you want to do first. Find someone that you trust to help you plan your escape. Use tools like your local shelter and www.thehotline.org is a great resource, or call the National Abuse Hotline at 800-799-7233. There is help. Reach out. Don't give up. And if you are the friend of an abuse victim, don't try to force them to leave if they aren't ready. If the abuser feels like you are a threat and being a wedge between you two, then they'll isolate you also. So just be a safe space for someone to talk to.